Hello, Mom, Dad, Meet World. So today we are talking about this right here. This is the all-new Mac Mini. I'd actually waited just a little bit to actually pick up this Mac Mini. We actually got this directly from the Apple Store, and the reason why I had waited a little bit is because I wanted to see what the reviews were saying. I saw some teardowns revealing that this does have replaceable SSDs. It's got two 128 gigabyte SSDs to make up that 256 gig SSD, and that is a good thing because that equates to faster read and write speeds, faster SSDs in general as compared to the M2, and that is a good thing. However, from what I have been seeing online, yes, you can actually get to them, yes, you can actually remove them, but no, Apple does not officially have anything where you could do a user replaceable upgrade yourself to replace the SSDs with larger ones. So it gets me to the point of, well, this is why I waited, because I originally had two. We had a 256 gig that we had picked up, and then we've got this model right here, which is, I believe, the model that we are keeping. This is the 512 gigabyte version, so it is a couple $100 more than the version with the 256 gigs of base storage, but I figured I do have quite a bit of stuff, and we did have a 256 gig MacBook Air, and it was consistently removing stuff off of my desktop. I do keep a lot of stuff on my desktop, but it was consistently removing stuff off my desktop, and I would have to re-download it. So I figured 512 gig is a nice sweet spot, and then I've got something else at the very end that I want to show you that is also something else that will pair with this. But right now, I don't know out there in YouTube land how many unboxings you've seen, but here is unboxing 1,000 or 100 plus one. So here we go. So you've got the bottom tab right here. You've got these two tabs right here on the top and bottom. So let us remove this right now. Nice, just smoothly comes off. Just tear in the paper strip here. Let's flip it over. Take a look at the top. Nice little nesting spot. And what you have here is the Mac Mini itself. Look at how beautiful that looks. You've got some very, very thin paper here surrounding it all throughout. So let's pull that off right away. Set that aside. Look at what you have here. Just a beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery. Very powerful. So this is the 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU M4 Mac Mini. This is not the ultimate powerhouse Mac Mini that you've been seeing a lot, because this does not have the M4 Pro processor in it with 24 gigs of memory and 512. This is the M4 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, 16 gigs of memory, 512 gigs of storage on the SSD. You can see the very controversial, but not controversial at all for me, is this power button down here at the bottom. It is nice and clicky, very good tactile feel, so that is a good thing. You can see here, you can see these Thunderbolt 4 ports, plus, what else we got here? HDMI 2.1, Ethernet, and the power. Turn it over to the front, and what you've got here, you have got these USB 4 ports right here, and a headphone jack, which is always very nice to have that headphone jack up front. Sorry about that, this is absolutely terrible of me, but I forgot to reveal the rest of the Mac Mini. So you've got this little thing right here, this little divider that separates the actual Mac Mini from the rest of the contents, and take a peek at the actual contents right there. You've got this beautifully braided power cable. Looks very, very tough. That is a nice braid on this clean black power cable. And then you've got paperwork right down here at the bottom. and it is rounded paperwork. That's kind of neat to see. That's it. That's the rest of the contents. Okay, back to the video. However, in what I will be doing, I will be hooking it up to a CalDigit TS3 Plus Thunderbolt dock that I had picked up for a while ago, should I say. And then we've got a original Thunderbolt display that I have picked up. I've actually got two, but I'm only going to be hooking up one Thunderbolt display because I just don't have the room on the desk to do so. But it's going to be hooked up to a Thunderbolt display. And one more thing, because we do have 1 terabyte on our MacBook Pro, because this is 512 gigs and our MacBook Pro is 1 terabyte. We'd actually picked up another. So this is a Crucial SSD, an NVMe SSD, and this is a 4 terabyte P3 Plus. And this, not liking the sound of just that. Anyways, let's put that down. And it's going to go along with this right here. This is the OWC One World Computing Express 1M2. I have been looking up SSD enclosures, NVMe enclosures for a long time on Amazon. Seems like there are countless of them. There are quite a few of them, but I had decided to go with this particular model right here, the Express 1M2. But let's open it up. You could take a look right here. This is one beefy box right here. But let's pull it out. Got this off of Amazon, by the way. I know you can order directly off of OWC, One World Computing's website, but we just picked this up off of Amazon. And you can tell right here, this is one heavy enclosure. It is very different than like a Samsung T7 or a Samsung T9. Nice big beefy enclosure that this P3 Plus will go into. We'll keep all of our heavier projects, because that is really what takes up a whole lot of storage, are the video files, but we're going to keep all that on the external enclosure. I just wanted to do a little bit of unboxing, give you a little bit of my thought on the model I chose and why, and what we had picked up to mitigate those storage needs right here. And here's the thing, you can also do the very same thing if you've got a 256 gig M4 Mac Mini. You think you're going to need more room later, pick up an external storage. You can pick up pretty much any one you want. I just went with the one that had gotten really good reviews right here in this OWC Express 1M2 plus the P3 Plus. It's going to be hopefully very good reliable storage between these two. If you don't think you have a whole lot of storage, check your computers right now, because if you don't think you're going to need a 512 gigabyte Mac Mini, save a little bit of money, get the 256 gigabyte M4 Mac Mini, and with that extra RAM, you're going to be very confident, because the M2 Mac Mini started at 8. This starts at 16 gigs. Wouldn't it be nice if it were 64, right? But anyways, it starts at 16 gigs of RAM. And so I just figured to myself, with that little bit of not having to upgrade the RAM and the storage, splurged a little bit, got the 512. We'll see. I might end up going with the 256 gig. Probably don't think so, but if your needs, you don't have a lot of local storage, I think a 256 gig, and it's also fast memory from what we've seen, will do and will suit you, then definitely get that one. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. There's going to be more to come here, obviously, because we've got to just hook this thing up and see how well it runs. Hopefully, I think it's going to run very well. But yeah, this is what Apple shows on their website, and you can definitely hold it in one hand. It's dense, it's heavy, it's beefy, but it's definitely compact enough to take with you if you wanted to bring this with you, bring it to a hotel room, bring it from house to house, and do a little bit of video editing. You can do so with your iPad, hook it up. There's some apps on there, but I probably would suggest hooking it up to a TV, depending on where you're going. If you're working from a hotel, you know they've got HDMI inputs on their TVs. Bring a cable, keyboard, mouse, and you are pretty much set. But we're going to be hooking up right here in our office. Okay, I've rambled too long. You like this video? Like, share, subscribe, really helps out our channel. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye for now. All right, let's get to hooking this up.